What is up, everybody? HTG Brian here. We're back with some more LEGO The Incredibles. This happens to be level 11 above par free play. That's right, we're going to get a trophy achievement called Playing Crazy. That's right, we'll get to that in a hot second. And let's see here, what else we got? We also got a true stud requirement of 250k, which I do believe we got in our story mode. But hey, Thumbie wants to remind you, we do have quick links down below in the video description if you're in a hurry to get to a specific item or perhaps a mini kit. And that being said, we're going to go ahead and pull up our map and toggle over to the level select and choose level 11. Can you believe it? We're almost to the end. Finally! I know things have been a little crazy over on our end, which has kind of resulted in some slow releases on the videos. Hopefully some of you are late comers to the game and aren't expecting or weren't expecting an early release on a lot of this stuff, and hopefully it's been helpful all the way through and through. Now, we're going to go ahead and choose Syndrome as our flying character because, hey, we just like to have Syndrome on the team, but it doesn't really matter as we have access to all sorts of characters. Now, this particular section right here is where the trophy achievement Playing Crazy comes from. The goal here is to not get hit by any of the falling plane debris, which seems a little bit harder than it is. My best piece of advice to you is to kind of follow the stud trails. There are these kind of sections where it's really tight quarters, but luckily for us, there isn't a lot of stuff floating around that we can hit. Now, there are a few times that I was sure that I hit something and destroyed a piece of something and got some studdage for it, and I thought, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to do this again, which wasn't a big deal because my goal wasn't necessarily to get this trophy achievement in this run. Really, we're just going for the mini kits in this run. However, it's always nice to get 2 for 1. Hey, speaking of 2 for 1, there's Hamlet. The old piggy gonna jump from the plane. Oh, look at there, he does. He's got a nice little chute, and he is out of there. Gotta save his bacon, right? All right, so we are almost to the bottom. We got this crazy robotic parrot getting right on our keister, but we are, I think we get to one more big circle, and it sucks us in and takes us away into a cutscene, which I have removed, but eventually we drop down into a big pool, and we'll get to them collectibles. What do you guys think of this game so far? Oh no, it's a cutscene. Actually, I left this on purpose because of the trophy popping in the corner there. So hopefully you guys got the trophy achievement Playing Crazy for plummeting to your doom and not hitting anything. Easy for me to say, along the way. All right, let's get things started. As soon as we get control of our heroes, we're going to go ahead and start to come towards the front of your screen and smash a couple of boxes. You might have noticed that there was a 1 of 4. We built up the first of 4 boats that are found in this area. Now, the next one's going to be in the fuselage of the plane in the front left corner. We'll do a quick butt slam, and let's see here. We got boat number 2. Choo-choo. Looked like it had a little bit of a top coming out, some steam, like an old train. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You guys know. You guys know. All right, moving along into the other smaller half of the plane fuselage here. We've got the 3rd box in the back there. We're going to go ahead and smash and grab it. Now, our directions on our trophy achievement guide that Tyler P. put together for us indicate that we should fly towards the front right side of our screen. So we did that, and we found 2 boxes, a big and a small. The small one's going to give us the 4th and final boat, and the big one's going to give us a piece that's related to the story, which, as it turns out, because we have a flying character, we don't actually need. It's all regarding that Incredibrick floating up in the air right above me right now, and we can simply use, what's his name, old Syndrome, to fly up there and grab it. But not yet. We're going to actually drop down low with somebody like Violet, who can go underwater and smash another piece of the plane down there, which reveals a Minikit. Now, this is a pretty cool little scene here. It's total homage to Nemo, or the coral from the Nemo movies. And it's bright and beautiful, and I totally loved it. And I remembered there being an Incredibrick down there, so I was kind of searching for that thing. But as it turns out, it's not available to me yet. I have to do some things before I can get it. Now, we're going to go ahead and grab an Incredibrick just to kind of speed things up a little bit, because we're going to have some story-based elements that we need to do, and I try to make it so that we're not, like, you know, totally doing one thing forever and then switch it. Try to mix it all up so it's a nice, fluid, you know what I'm trying to say. All right, let's see here. We've got, what do we got? We got a silver box down on the bottom. We're going to go ahead and use a character. That's right. Pull out your favorite silver brick breaker and destroy that silver box and pick up that mini kit. Now, as it turns out, those are the only 3 mini kits in this particular section. So if you're in a hurry and just looking for those collectibles, you should certainly press the quick link down below for mini kit number 4. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and switch to Elastigirl and rip off the grapple plug on this box on the left over here, which is kind of a funny angle, if I do say so myself. But eventually I get it, and I spam that meter completer, and booyakasha, we get that first of 3 Incredibricks. Now, actually, psych, that's the second. We already had one up top, so we're going to actually go underwater to get it. Because remember I was telling you I knew there was one underwater, but it wasn't ready for me yet? Well, here it is. So I had to pull the plug on that box, and it drops down below, and now we can grab it. Thank you very much. Now, the third and final one is actually going to be up in the air. It's the one we talked about a minute ago. I, in fact, needed Violet in the story mode to go ahead and do that, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to cheat the system and fly up there and grab this bad boy right now. All right, we got all three of them. Now we just got to get on there and spam our little meters to completer, and then we'll get this crazy ramp, which we can then switch over to Elastigirl and dash, and then we can fly up and out of here. So, but first we got to tap, 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 tap-a-roo. That's right, we got to fill up all those. Oh, yeah. I always find that by the time you get to the end, you have to go back to the beginning. So I always spam, 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 move, spam, 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 move, spam, 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 and then go back to the beginning because there's usually that one little second or so that it needs to be tap-a-rooed. And, oh, yeah, don't forget to catch them all. That's right, there's a whole bunch of them floating around here. The studdage galore. Oh, no, they're all underwater, though. So luckily for us, though, we have that attract stud red brick on, and it swooped up most of them for us. As you can see, we've got 138 million studs. That is crazy. All right, we need to switch to Elastigirl and go into her raft boat mode. All you have to do is simply hold down the circle or B button to go ahead and switch that over. And look at that, we've got, now we need the need for dash. We need the need for speed. So we'll go ahead and hit the triangle button, or Y, depending on which platform you're on, and go ahead and adapt to the back of that boat, and we are out of there. Next up, we've got some more beach combing to do. We're going to go ahead and head to the far left side and pull out another silver brick breaker to go ahead and destroy the silver cloverleaf box, which reveals Minikit number 4. And then over to the left of that, we're going to need a character with telekinesis to go ahead and manipulate these rocks so we can get into this little cave back there. And luckily this time we don't need a character with the light ability. We can just sneak in there and swoop it up. Thank you very much. All right, now we got 2 more on the beach before we are out of here. There's one in the back that requires some stealth mode, which Violet will handle just fine. But we also need a tracker to go ahead and follow the clue. So we're going to pull out Russell. If you don't have Russell yet, you could get him in the free roam. Or you could go to Edna Modes and create your own tracker character using the tracker ability and creating your own custom character. Pretty sweet stuff. Follow the old yellow brick road. I guess it's the old white foot road there. And once we get to the end of the trail, we get our Minikit. Next up, we've got a box in the back, and it's going to have, that's right, a Minikit, and luckily for us, we can go invisible and sneak on in there, and the old security system does not see us, therefore it does not close the door, and we can go ahead and steal that Minikit. And we're doing pretty good. We only have, what, we got 3 more left, and the next one's actually going to be in the water at the base of the waterfall. Now, I say that, but as it turns out, it's actually quite a ways away from the base. We're going to have to go underwater and then come towards the screen, and eventually you'll find kind of an underwater mine, I believe it is. And we tap that mine, and it goes up, and it explodes, and it removes some debris up top, and guess what? It reveals, that's right, a Minikit. Here we go, tick-tock, tick-tock, and kablooey. Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and sneak in there and grab that Minikit, and guess what? 1 more in the bag. Now, the next one is actually really easy, and it's up top. Now, the one after that, I get a little confused, and we even have an edit there because there was a little bit of downtime, and I didn't want to waste any of your time. So, the next one's actually at the top of the waterfall. There is a target in the very back. Go ahead and use somebody like Syndrome to smash that bad boy down and fly up in there and collect the Minikit. Now, you can see there is the edit. That's because I was looking around for a clue spot. There is another tracking necessity up here that we're going to need, and yeah, it's right here, right past the laser beams on the far left side. Yes, there we go. So I flew around in that other area thinking it was in there, and I could not find it, and I was worried thinking that going up the waterfall there, it was going to make us go away into a cutscene and maybe take us to, you know, the next session, which is these 2 running sessions. Very Sonic esque, if you ask me. But anyways, we got this tracker out. Russell has officially found the 10th Minikit, and we are in celebratory mode as there are no more collectibles for this particular video, and we only have 1 more level to take down before we get all 120 of the Minikits needed to get to that 100%. Now, we still got some other things we got to do in order to get that as well, but we'll cover that once we do our cleanup. I think we're going to do a cleanup live stream. We've been talking about it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We got a couple of trophy achievements, and there's a couple of other challenges floating around, too, that I don't know. I don't know if it'd be best suited to have videos for or not. They're pretty easy to find, if I'm being honest, but we want to make sure we document it all, because if we don't, somebody's going to ask for it at some point. We're going to be like, oh, yeah, we didn't do that. Sorry. And this part right here was a little bit suspect for me, too. Now, there are these two giant pillars, neither of which that are silver. However, I could not get them destroyed using Syndrome, so I went ahead and pulled out a silver brick breaker and tossed some bombs. That's right, bomb, 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 bomb. And it took down, oh no, a little bit of bad guy edge here, and we've got some cleanup to do of our own. So we'll go ahead and, oh, look at that, we build up. Oh, that's one of those Elastigirl spots. Hey, Be Offland, if you haven't already, check us out on Facebook. We do have a weekly giveaway. I was a little late on this week's, but it is officially up now, and you guys can certainly check it out. But we give away all sorts of things, stickers at least, if not some Lego. You know, we've been known to give away t-shirts, games, other things, hats, all sorts of stuff. Every once in a while, we get some really cool stuff from like a developer or some sort of a publisher. Like Warner Brothers hooked us up really big one time. We had like this Lego Dimension Pack where we had 5 different Lego Dimension Packs, and we had 10 winners. So we ended up giving away 50. That's right, 50 individual Lego Dimension Packs. It was craziness. But I don't know if that'll ever happen again. Lego Dimensions is no longer a thing, so probably won't be any of the LD boxes. But, you know, there's other things that come along, and who knows, we may get lucky with some like minifigs or something. I don't know. But, all right, so this is crazy. We've got this, we've got Dash and Violet in the Psionic Sphere, and we just got to avoid all of these sauces. And, of course, we're collecting a whole bunch of studs along the way. Basically, I think there's, what, 4 or 5 of those saucers that we got to take out, and then it eventually takes us to another section. And now this next section is, you know, earlier I mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was a little Sonic-esque. This totally reminds me of... what is it, Sonic on PS3. It was just Sonic the Hedgehog. When they did the reboot, they had that section where you ran around with the orcas on the water, and this very much reminds me of that. A little different, but at the same time, it kind of took me back to that. So this is the final section of the running bits, and if you haven't already, you could, of course, hit the pause button and go to save and exit, or save and quit, depending on what it says there, and use that, and it should take you to the final totals and show you all of the mini kits that we've collected, and collect all the studdage as well, and add it to your overall totals, and you should be good to go. Me, though, I like to finish out the levels and make sure that we do everything we need to do in order to show you how to complete it, just in case, because sometimes there's some weird glitches or, you know, something that's not super obvious to some, well, it's obvious to others, and it's usually not obvious to me, well, it's obvious to you guys, but that's a whole nother story. Remember I mentioned that robot parrot earlier? Well, he's back, causing some turmoil, and we're just going to try to avoid him as best as possible. Luckily for us, though, too, we do have the invincibility red brick turned on, so even if he has really good aim, which it looks like he does, it's not doing any damage on us. And you can see our hearts up in the top left corner are silver, showing that we are invincible. All right, we are literally in the home stretch here. We've got one more little rock to bounce off of, and then give him the old pow right in the kissa, and then it'll take us to the final totals, which we can go ahead and evaluate and see what our mini kits built up. And hey, speaking of which, there we go. We got the old gold brick for completing the story mode. We got a second gold brick for getting that true super, which was super easy with the red bricks for the multipliers and the stutter track. Now, last but not least, we did get all 10 of these mini kits, which build up into something super cool, which you probably saw it on our thumbnail, but if you didn't, we've got ourselves a micro Velocipod. I don't really know what those are. Those are the cool things I think were on Nomanasan Island, if I remember right. Anyhow, that is going to do it for LEGO The Incredibles Above Par Free Play. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful and maybe a wee bit entertaining. Now keep in mind, we only have one more of the free play videos left, and then that's going to actually account for all of the collectibles. We do have a couple of challenges, like I mentioned, and some other cleanup trophy achievements, which we'll get to those sooner than later. But hey, that's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, see ya!